Hi, Capricorn. I hope you guys are doing great today. Welcome to your general messages for the first week of November. So we have a lot to talk about. I feel really good about this month for you. It's going to be a breath of fresh air. A couple of things I want to just talk about. The fact that we have the new moon in Scorpio is going to be happening in your 11th house. So when I think about that 11th house, 5th house axis, what does that all mean anyway? So the 11th house has to do with your friends, your goals and gains, your 5-year plan, your 10-year plan, kind of like what's going on. So there's going to be a lot of the sun, the moon, Mars is going to be in there. Mercury's going in there to join the party on the 5th. Lots of heavy energy being lit up. And then opposite that in your 5th house, which has to do with falling in love, love affairs, romance, creativity, children, entrepreneurial efforts, you have Uranus in there. So something is going to be the way Uranus and the sun are going to be speaking to each other. There's going to be this this very illuminated, like, whoa, I was not expecting that kind of thing to happen. And so I just feel like you and Cancers are going to be doing more than any other sign right now. It's like, hey, friend, you're cute, or where suddenly you're realizing that you have these gifts and abilities that you want to bring to the forefront. You want to just get into some sort of entrepreneurial jam, right? Where you're starting your own business or you're trying to launch something. I mean, really, really positive stuff when it comes to that 5th house, 11th house energy. That 5th house, again, is falling in love, love affairs, romance, children, creativity, fun, what you like to do because you like to do it, right? And even though it's like it's sitting in opposition to these energies, keep in mind that Uranus is a great awakener energy, and there's going to be a lot of illumination on something that is needing to change in that 11th house area. So maybe where you thought you were going to be going, you're not going there. You're going someplace better. It could be that. Now, I want to say the reason I'm saying this too is because on the 5th, the day after this, Venus is moving into your sign in your 1st house until March 6th. Lucky Capricorn, let me tell you, this is an excellent month for those Capricorns who are looking to do any sort of self-improvement and beautification. If you're looking to do any sort of like cosmetic surgery, if you're looking to get a new haircut, if you're looking to update your wardrobe, if you're looking to just do something to, improve your appearance, right? If you've been kind of, tinkering with that idea, great energy too for people are just going to be viewing you a lot more, this is going to say agreeably, that kind of sounds ridiculous, but yeah, agreeably, like they're just going to want to be around you between now, even when Venus goes retrograde, and we'll address that when the time comes, but even then, this is still such a positive energy, because whatever you're bringing yourself in that 1st house of self, which has to do with your view of the world, the way the world views you, there are changes that are going on with you right now that have there's this very lasting energy to it, which is just really, really lovely that I like. I mean, I feel like this is fantastic. And two, for you guys, I like the fact that Pluto is actually going to be sextiling this new moon energy in the 1st house. Pluto is the modern ruler of Scorpio, and it's in Scorpio. So can we say change meet change to equal more change? I mean, this is just fabulous. So stay very open. I think the challenge here is going to be in the lack of willingness to let go of something that has certainly reached its expiration date. I really do feel like that for a lot of you, is there's got to be this releasing. You guys have a very interesting sort of energy going on between like you and the money that you make from the work that you do. But I feel like the energies that are available here between now and the end of the year, there's so much transformation that's available to happen if you stay open and willing and, accepting of whatever change needs to come in. So I think that's going to resonate for those of you who are certainly in that space. Remember, these are general messages. You have to take what resonates, throw out the rest, and don't try to make it fit. I want to emphasize, you are way more than Capricorn in your chart. Those of you who've worked with me privately know this. I'm a big proponent of that, understanding the totality of your chart and how the chart speaks to itself. Okay, so just understand that. Definitely check out your rising sun, moon, sun, and Venus, right, for the most complete messages. But for now, let's drop down and let's pull some very cute Halloween tarot and a couple of oracles. And we're going to pull these on the new moon energies, and then we'll pull a Celtic cross spread for you, and then a Celtic cross spread for them, whoever that person is. Okay, so just pull 4 cards. Chariot, 6 of Imps. Okay. Amen. Chariot is about, well, first of all, if this has to do with any sort of career situation, quick changes and progress in some sort of business situation, pushing it forward, or at least bringing something to fruition. But whatever it is, it's going to be very exciting. It's going to bring positive news in your finances, but you're going to need to work really hard. You're going to need, which, hello, Capricorn. You guys are good at that, right? You guys are all about working hard, so I'm not worried about that. But this is an energy that indicates that you're going to be working harder than you are right now, if that makes sense. If this has to do more with a relationship, this is about you leaving some sort of toxic situation or moving away from the toxicity towards something that feels more safe and secure and grounded, right? It's the Chariot energy is Cancer in astrology. So Cancer is about feeling grounded, rooted, safe, and secure. Something that you feel like you should be near. Now we have the 6 of Imps here. This is really great. The 6 of Imps is a great energy, because if this has to do with relationship, this is about feelings being shared and well received. Very positive communication coming in that could lead to the deepening of the connection. If it has to do with work or any kind of money situation, this is deserved success. It's a great energy if you've been struggling lately, right? This is definitely acknowledgement at work, which is generally is good news. Having to do with that with love. Maybe if you're negotiating something having to do with property, it's really good for that. You know, anything having to do with education, any sort of work decision. Really nice. Like it's like a very quick energy. Chariot and the 6 of Imps is very quick. And we have the 2 of Imps. Okay. So the 2 of Imps tells me, this is Mars and Aries energy, right? So for some of you, you may be meeting a new relationship at work or through friends. For others of you, you're in this space where there are 2 aspects of a situation that you need to consider. You're definitely moving forward. You know that. Definitely moving forward. But you're trying to figure out like maybe what is the best, if it has to do with career or money, what is the best choice that's going to best maximize your skill set? If it has to do with relationship, is staying or is going to serve you the best in the long term, right? Because there is this Aries energy about it, which has to do with fresh path and new perspective and not wanting things to be the same anymore, right? Really wanting to sort of move forward, but you might not have the actual answer. So we have the Hangman energy, which is Neptune, right? Neptune's like smoke and mirrors, very confused, very sacrificial energy. I don't know how I feel about this. For a lot of you, it could be pressing the pause button because you're wondering, if I stay in this, am I going to end up sacrificing what I really want? What I desire, what I deserve, you know what I mean? It's a very martyrish energy. And you don't want to play that. You don't want to play victim, right? So what should you choose? With the 2 of Imps, like which path are you going to pick? I'm not sure. Go the distance. Okay. Chaos and conflict. One more. Not for you. Can I tell you, this keeps coming out for people. Wow. Chaos and conflict, not for you. So you have the 2 of Imps, which is like, okay, Cap, what are you going to do? You're going to do this, you're going to do that. I'm very confused. Maybe you're not as confused as you think you are. Do you know what I mean? Like maybe are you confused because something is more comfortable for you to stay in? If something is something more, it's easier to not make the change. Do you know what I mean? Yeah, because the reason I'm saying that specifically is because we got the distant card. You have to look for the long term. What that you get involved in, are you going to be able to go long term in, right? That job. So you don't want to take that job, for the short term financial gain. You don't want to, get into that or stay in that relationship or get into that relationship just because you're feeling lonely or because it's easy and it's comfortable or whatever. It's really looking at the chaos and conflict and recognizing what is not for you, right? And so there's this need to sort of move on from things, right? Yeah. I mean, and, those of you with relationship on your minds, this idea that you have that Cancer energy, right? In that 7th house. So, this moon energy in the seventh. So some of you may be struggling with feeling this element of, change because, within the relationship, because you feel very disappointed and you feel very confused and you feel like somebody let you down, and you might have a lack of trust that the relationship is actually going to work in the long term, right? So a lot of you may be experiencing that kind of energy, and then with Uranus and Taurus in the fifth, there could be new energy coming in relationship, or even, you can equate it the same way with that seventh house Cancer that I just mentioned, having to do with contracts, right? Some sort of legal agreement that you're involved in, right? And then some sort of shocking surprise coming in there in the fifth house energy. So let's see where you're at. We have the Knight, you're tired. Okay, you're tired. Okay, you got the challenges, the death. Okay. Yes, Capricorn. I understand. Okay. Okay, so right now, Nine of Wands, look, okay, things have been challenging, but you know what? You're in a good position. You're in a power. This is a power position, Nine of Wands, honestly. But you're tired, you're tired because you've worked very long and hard in something which has completely exhausted you, but you're going to have the perseverance to see it through. This is temporary. Feeling defensive is likely right now. You're probably feeling like that, but just be careful that you don't keep yourself in that negative mindset, because your efforts are going to be met with a lot of success as long as you maintain balance and a careful approach. Because remember, the Ten of Wands is next. You don't want to get into that. So here you are trying to balance it out. Okay, maybe feeling a little, not so great about things, but you're still there. You're still there and you're balancing everything out. What is your challenge? Your challenge is the Death card. So for some of you, it's like, okay, I still have fire in my belly for that job, but the job may not be available to you anymore. There may have had to be an ending or to that relationship, a necessary ending to a relationship that has not been very healthy up to this point, some of you might be dealing with a move and the huge challenge in trying to accomplish some sort of move, right? Because where you were living was no longer really like meeting your needs, but you might be unwilling to let a person or a situation go. And that can end up creating a lot of anxiety and a lot of obsessive thoughts for you. And as painful as it is, there may need to be an understanding that something may have reached its expiration point in your life, or at least in the way that it was. And there's nothing that really you can do about it right now, except to accept the situation and really look for the lessons in it, even though, you have this fire in your belly. We have the Queen of Pentacles coming into this energy. This is very interesting for me because I feel like a lot of you are in this space of wanting to take care of yourselves, wanting to focus on things in the right way, right? I mean, this is a marriage energy. This is good financial management. This is really focusing on the growth of a situation, recognizing what's needed to grow a situation, right? I mean, having that emotional intelligence, being reliable, supportive, all of that, right? I mean, it's you and Sag, it's Sagittarius and Capricorn energy. It's you and Sag. So, you being in this space, but then it's like, oh, how much more can I take now, really, of this? Right? Because you have the basis of the situation working with the Three of Swords. So the basis of the situation being the Four of Wands is you really want a firm foundation. You just do. I mean, this is really about freedom. It's about creativity. It's about having a strong foundation. It's this kind of idea of success after completion, right? It's very celebratory vibe, right? I mean, so this could have to do with maybe some sort of position where your talents and what you offer to a situation is acknowledged. For some of you, this is what you offer to a relationship being acknowledged, right? This is the basis of the situation. This is what you really want. You want to be appreciated. You want to have this firm foundation. You really do. You want to have it. You want to feel appreciated, but there is this energy of pain that's associated with the situation currently. The Three of Swords is heartbreak. It's the pain of a truth. It could, some of you might be dealing with some depression, or feeling even betrayed. But the thing is, at least the doubt is going to be cleared away about what was going on here, because this is kind of like a lights on kind of energy, and any confusion you're going to sort of work through, and you're going to be in a position to begin to move on and just deal with whatever pain or discomfort that you were feeling from the situation of either losing a job, ending a relationship, that family situation, whatever it is. Because it's almost like Capricorn, it's almost like you're being disrespected, right? I mean, and I don't often say that in readings, but it's coming across like very, very clear to me. Very clear. And the card of advice is the Ace of Wands, new beginning. Like whatever is toxic here and not appreciating you, put it in your rearview mirror, because honestly, this is a very benefic energy. The Ace of Wands it's an energy of fertility, of growth, pregnancy, for those of you in that space, growing a family, new relationship, new job that you feel really passionate about, like new. So the recommended approach is to focus on the new. Now, an energy external to you, so this could be a person, or this could just be the general energy surrounding you. We have the Emperor. Some of you may be meeting a brand new person, by the way, with the Ace of Wands in the recommended approach and the Emperor here. And just saying, with this new moon in Scorpio in your 11th house opposite Taurus and Uranus and Taurus, could be a new relationship. Somebody coming in where you have shared values, shared belief system, really, really nice energy there. Or this could be somebody that you're in a relationship with who wants to sit down and talk about things in a very pragmatic way and how things are going to be rolling out moving forward, very practical matters being addressed, right, in a current relationship. Yeah, I mean, really, really nice. If this has to do with, this could be a general energy though surrounding you where you're feeling like, okay, maybe my finances maybe are getting organized, and maybe there is relative balance I'm finding in work or any kind of money situation. But if what you're doing doesn't motivate you or impassion you, you're going to start to feel stifled. And for some of you, that may be the energy that's just sort of surrounding you right now. It's just something to keep in mind, because your challenge here is the Ten of Pentacles. And the Ten of Pentacles is like for some, for a relationship, it's like, well, will you marry me card? Let's move in together. Let's buy a house. Let's get a business, whatever. But really, it's about maturity of money, maturity of relationship, maturity of an investment. So in that way, it could also have to do with inheritance. It could have to do with any sort of money, coming to fruition, like a legacy, inheritance, property sharing, those kind of things, deepening of commitment, family energy. That's the challenge though for you, Capricorn. So family might be a challenge for you, focusing on like the what's going to happen with the money kind of situation in a situation. It could be anything having to do with what I just indicated. That's like in your psychological block. Now we have the King of Wands in the near future, and this is very much about you wanting to be a free spirit, right? It's a good time for you to express yourself, go after what you want, and don't allow the idea of something needing to be perfect to get in your way. You don't need to be perfect. You bring everything you need to the table. You do. And so does another person. There might be this situation going on where somebody is being very like high in their standards. This could certainly be somebody who's just very like high in their standards, and they come off, you might be dealing with an energy like this, where they come off as somebody who's not judgmental. But isn't that funny? Because that they're at the same time, they're very high in their standards. It's a fine line, right? Very fine line. But this idea of perfectionism doesn't have to be perfect, because I see you sort of, battling with this idea of safety and security. That Four of Pentacles energy is what that means. It's, you're all about security. It could be that you're just all about protecting yourself and your heart. Maybe it has nothing to do with money. And you're just being in this space where it's like, I've been dealing with really toxic people, and I feel like I need to really, really defend, protect myself at this point. Others of you are in this space where you're very concerned about your resources, and you want to make sure that you have enough for a firm foundation, right? Absolutely. And those of you who've been working in a situation part-time, the Four of Pentacles does indicate you getting more of a full-time position, which is nice. But you might be feeling a little like, oh, I don't know, can I do that? Is it like the right thing? But it does seem like it is. Okay, King of Pentacles. Okay, yeah. I had a feeling he was going to show up. So the King of Pentacles is, you know, somebody who really is pretty solid, good worker, very dependable and all of that. Likes to be settled in things and relationships and jobs, whatever, but very, very protective, very protective. So you may find yourself in this space, right? Where you're like, you know, very protective of your money, very protective of the request for you to change and become something that you are not. You're going to be very defensive about that. You're going to be like, yeah, no, I don't think so. I'm not comfortable with that. Is your moral code and your personal philosophy going to be very, very important to you right now? So if somebody is asking something of you that feels viscerally uncomfortable regarding finances or regarding your need to change who you are and the way you handle things, they are in for a big surprise. You may be in for a surprise as well. The Knight of Swords energy really is expecting unexpected. This is a Taurus and Gemini energy. Unpredictable roller coaster energy, highs and lows, sudden truths coming out, underlying conflicts being exposed. It's kind of like, you know, everything is sort of thrown onto the table. And, you know, the High Priestess is, these are secret energies. And, you know, with Taurus, with Uranus and Taurus in their fifth house, some sort of secrets can be absolutely coming out regarding something having to do, something going on with children in the situation, something going on with some sort of love affair, some sort of creative project. There could definitely, because the fact we get the High Priestess clarifying the Knight of Swords, somebody hasn't been completely forthcoming, it does seem like. So we have them clarifying that. We have a brand new beginning, the Ace of Cups. Here we go. I mean, this is, you know, really optimal growth kind of energy, right? If you've been working on something and coming to fruition, this is a new relationship energy, a new job, whatever it is, it's new. It's new, it's being pushed to new. So it's almost like somebody is coming clean on that. They want to be in another relationship, or they want to get another job, or they want to do something different, right? But it does seem like there's a lot of anxiety being expressed here by you. Anxiety, overwhelm, worry, trouble sleeping, depression, not responding well to the external stress because your way out of something isn't really clear to you at this time. And then, of course, it's going to end up resulting in, you know, what really, I mean, keeping it real is probably a very necessary argument. It's a minor arcana. It's not that big a deal, but there is an argument here, you know, that we have to look at. And it's a Saturn and Leo kind of argument. So it's like a one-upmanship, sort of like competitive battle of the wills, lack of agreement, strong opinions. Well, I do this, you don't do that, or I do more than you, no, you don't, or, you know, and that kind of thing. But it just seems like this is like a necessary sort of micro explosion that needs to happen. And but then we have the Queen of Cups clarifying, which I like. This is a clarifier. It's just Gemini and Cancer. So some sort of conversation that's going to be a lot more productive, you know, after these trippy energies, the Knight of Swords and the Five of Wands. Is Gemini and Cancer. Gemini rules communication. Cancer rules the idea of feeling grounded, rooted, and safe and secure, right? And so what's needed in order for something to manifest, right? And the fact that you have Cancer sitting in your seventh house of relationships, of contracts, it just seems like some sort of argument that's going to take place. Again, very necessary, but just run through the filter, whatever it is that you're going to be saying, just because that Mercury in Scorpio can be very harsh. It can be very, very sharp, very, very sharp. Because what happens when Mercury goes into Scorpio, we could bring up everything from the past. We can all do it. It's like, well, 10 years ago on that Tuesday when you did, it's like, you know, so you really want to be careful with that, you know, not bringing up the past too much in a way where it's like, you know, sometimes you have to, but not in a way where it's going to end up really be like a beating of the dead horse, because beating the dead horse can definitely be happening right this week. We have Yin, which is all about the feminine. Love, kindness, be gentle, not angry, not aggressive. Message, okay, beautiful. I really like this actually, because there's mending messages in the bottle. So there's going to be a lot of stuff coming up from your emotions, right? Coming up from the emotions. This stuff represents a new life. We have the phone in this bottle, which represents some sort of messages coming up from your emotions, something that is really, you know, hitting you right now. There, you're in this energy of wanting to mend something. But here we have Yin, right? Make sure you do it gently, without any aggression, right? Do it kindly, do it gently. I do recommend doing it during the day as well, instead of waiting for the evening. Definitely much more of a supportive energy for you to have it done during the day, during the daylight hours. Okay, so let's clean this up. Put these here and let's see what's going on for your person. Whoever this is, this could be a partner, intimate, business, family member. Okay, the Hermit. 5 of Wands. Okay, so it looks like there was some sort of change in the recent past, right? We have the death energy. So this could be either somebody moved, the idea of moving was a topic of conversation, or the relationship ended as it was, some sort of work opportunity, financial opportunity ended the way that it was, right? Because whatever was going on again up to that point, definitely not meant to happen. But even though things might be tough initially, if this has to do with career or money, this energy indicates something new is on the horizon. So you just have to be patient here. But right here in the Hermit energy, you're being patient, right? As a Virgo. Not you, they are. But this energy has to do with you. So something was certainly like over, somebody had to move, some sort of change in the dynamic of your situation. And they were in the Hermit energy right now. So Hermit energy is very much being in this space of like, okay, if we're not together, I need to really figure out the common denominator in the cycles that we went through in this relationship so that I don't keep repeating the same mistakes. Or they're in the space with you where they're all about wanting to put in a lot more energy and a lot more attention to smooth over any sort of issues that you guys have been having, right? If it has to do with relationship. If this has nothing to do with relationship, they're in the space where they're thinking about changing jobs, right? Well, maybe they're stepping back to analyze what's not working. So they might feel like it's time to try a different approach or a path or something like that. But what's challenging them right now is this 5 of Wands energy. So some of them may be arguing within themselves, certainly can be, or with you, right? Again, this is the Saturn and Leo showing up again about this competition, battle of the wills, lack of agreement. And that's a challenge for them. That's showing up as a real challenge for them. This idea of argument. Now we have the Queen of Cups as the basis of the situation, which is again that conversation, that Gemini and Cancer conversation. See, a lot of the same cards are coming up in your spread as theirs, in their spread as did for yours. Different deck, different spread. This Queen of Cups energy is a very intuitive, very emotional, intelligent energy, recognizing what's needed to make something work, make something happen. And they are all about this right now, whether you understand them to be this way or not. It does seem like they sort of want to go in and fix something. Now, the Chariot energy is about moving away from toxicity. Like, okay, let's not do that anymore. This is swift progress and change, lots of determination away from toxicity towards a metaphorical home space. So, but it also indicates, like, if this is for a relationship, even if it's for career, it's a very expedited energy, right? But wanting to just move away from anything that's toxic, that doesn't feel good. That's what they're about right now. So whatever that subjectively means to them, this could also indicate quick changes in progress in some sort of business situation that they're involved in, or bringing something to fruition. But whatever it is, it's going to be exciting for them. And it is going to bring positive news in regarding their finances, but they're going to have to work a lot harder than they are right now. But it does seem like that part is positive. Now let's look at the advice is the 8 of Wands. Okay. Yes. I mean, look, this is a Mercury and Sagittarius energy. Somebody's got to call somebody. But this is good news coming in, right? I mean, lots of busy communication. This is great. If they've been feeling held back, waiting for a decision, this can indicate a decision being made, right? I mean, just being patient and waiting for that. Maybe they need to call you, or they need to be open to the idea of you call them. If this is to do with relationships, this is great news about love, especially if you've been separated. Now, this next card, Six of Pentacles, can be you in their energy or could just be the general energy that's surrounding them, but it's not them specifically. Could just be a general vibe that's surrounding them, or it could be you. And the Six of Pentacles is really very much a I have your back, you have mine, right? This is an energy of property, of family, inheritance, generosity, support, being there, being there for each other, helping each other out financially if necessary, emotionally, whatever's necessary. So they may view you as somebody who is that person, right, for them, for sure. Their psychological block is the Knight of Wands, and being able to fire up their ambition, and being able to speed things up, and being able to bring things to fruition. And you may be dealing with somebody, Capricorn, who is a little chaotic. They might live in a space of sexual excess. They might be a very impulsive energy, and these things are not working for them right now. And that could certainly be an energy of challenge for them. So we have the Hangman in the near future. So this is Neptune, very sacrificial energy, pressing the pause button, not sure how they feel, just not sure, because they may feel like that if they stay in something with you, they're going to end up sacrificing what they really want, need, and desire, or maybe they're going to be victimized somehow in a particular situation, or get the lousy end of the stick, something like that. And they just feel like they're in a space, the jury's not out yet, right? I mean, they're still in the space of waiting. They're trying to gain a different perspective, but they're leaning towards this idea of, if I stay in this situation, I'm probably going to end up sabotaging myself, but I'm not sure. So let me just think about this. And then we have the Ace of Cups, which is a new beginning. So, I mean, this is love and key emotional events. So this could be anything from fertility, pregnancy, prioritizing parenting, falling in love, for existing relationships, a very strong love and support. This is an energy of spiritual growth, something that, maybe they've been working on, coming to fruition. Very positive energy though. So we have the Page of Cups, new cycle. The Magician, having some really good conversations to problem solve. Six of Wands, deepening of understanding of what's necessary in a situation. Okay, the Knight of Pentacles. So Knight of Pentacles, if this has to do with money, this is about increasing prosperity, financial growth. Like they're very focused on that, increasing their life in that way. They may be feeling like something is missing. Something is missing to go the long term. Okay, so them feeling like there's something missing is inciting the Eight of Swords energy, where they feel like it felt right at one point, but now that it doesn't really feel quite right anymore. And they're feeling very stuck, feeling very trapped. So there's this need to balance out what it is. Somebody's feeling very emotional about some sort of situation that's going on right now. And there's this need to stroke somebody's ego to balance something out if you guys have been tested. But this is what I see. I see this person being very focused on themselves. We have the Nine of Pentacles energy. This is a very individual energy, let's say, it really is. It's about accomplishments and success and independent endeavors. This is, feeling good about doing things by oneself, for oneself. It's the energy of productivity, integrating body, mind, and spirit. It's the kind of thing where I feel like they want to just really focus on themselves to bring themselves what it is that they want. And because they feel too overwhelmed with some sort of situation that's going on here with you. The Ten of Wands, and even look, keep in mind, the Ten of Wands is still a minor arcana, but it's a 10. So it's overwhelm, responsibilities and burdens, overload of demands. If you're in relationship, your relationship might be neglected right now because of other things going on in life. You may not even be very receptive to this reading right now. They may not be very receptive to the reading right now. Obviously, if this is a Ten of Wands having to do with your relationship, you're going to be impacted as well. But it could just be like, I can't do this anymore. It's too heavy. It's too heavy. Yeah. And then we have the Nine of Wands. Nine of Wands, just feeling so tired. So tired. And then we have the King of Wands. You know, kind of being a little too caught up in the idea of something needing to be perfect, you know. Then we have the Ace of Wands, which is a brand new beginning. So that could be a new job, that could be a new relationship, that could be a new period within your connection. But everything, if it's new within your connection, it's got to be new, and you're going to know if it is or not. So this could be somebody gets pregnant, you guys decide to get married, like you do something markedly different. You know, that's where the Ace of Wands energy will come in. Let's pull an oracle. A couple of oracles here. Regeneration. So yeah, endings for a new beginning here. Building blocks keeps coming up. Oh my gosh, so many signs of getting that. So funny, just because it's Scorpio, it's doing Scorpio, it's so hard to remember. First, you have to do A to get to B and then to C. It's so hard for all of us. All right, yep, stay in the here and now. There's change happening, but first we have to do this, then this, then this. And this is something that they have to understand. Yeah, it's kind of like an impatient energy here, for sure. All right, my friends, this is what I have for you for this first week of November. I hope this was helpful in some way. Thanks so much for hanging out with me. Have a beautiful week, and I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.